they're DCing that, and it's a basket load, and they just take that with them. Because they're like, you know, so I don't care what you do. That's not the point of the class. The point of the class is getting water up there to whatever hose line you want to use. So we just try to think of a simpler way to say, hey, driver downstairs, instead of trying to figure out elevation loss and over pumping to a 2.5, you know, at 110, let's just send 150 and you can adjust it with your gate valve. Okay? So the Ys are one option. We'll take pictures afterwards, but I would like to run it with the gate valve and the gauge. Does that make sense, Burns? So that's what I want to do the video as, but afterwards, we'll take a picture of just the gauge up there after we break down the hose. A still picture, we'll take a picture of the gate valve and the gauge, we'll take a picture of the Y. The Y is fine, it's just big and heavy, and the gauges are little, and blah, 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 you know, not everybody's got them. I don't care. But I just want to take still pictures afterwards, but we're going to run the video like the gate valve and the standpipe, and the standpipe gauge. Other than that, guys, that's it. I'm just going to video over there, and I'm going to catch basically 35s hooking up a little bit, charging it on that side, and then I'm going to catch this guy doing the stabilization, and then getting the front ready, putting firefighter mode, change out the stuff, and then raising it, and then there's going to be a camera upstairs seeing it come up, and then watching it getting hooked up with the hose for 20s when they're hooking it up, and then flake it out, and then charge it, communicate with each other by radio. We use 401, and charge it, and then he just sends 150. Hey, I sent you 150. Just say on the radio. You say received, and then once you're good, open up that gate valve, flow the nozzle wide open, set it to 98 pounds. I did the friction loss stuff this morning. I want 98 pounds. Whoever's on 20s, not 100, but I want 98. It's 98 pounds.
You're going to confuse people. 98. It's 100. Bundle's 100.
Right on 98.
So, anyway, set it to 100, and then we're going to get a video of that, just showing the gauge at 100, showing it charged, like that, and then we're done. That's it. That's all we're doing. We're doing one take, and that's it. And then I'm just going to do a bunch of still pictures of stuff afterwards. So don't break it down right away, because I want to take some pictures of at least that. I don't know if we need to, we might take a couple pictures down here of some things too.
Well, we're going to take pictures of the ladder. And
yeah.
But we'll do that when they stow it.
Yep.
Real quick.
Go ahead and tell your thing about
so
what you
we
teach.
teach in that, or what I teach, because sometimes it's not consistent, is anytime you go to the pedestal, you walk to the end to confirm rescue or firefighting mode. And the reason I do that, because we see a lot of aerials go up, and I did it myself, with it in rescue mode when we need it in firefighting mode. We saw it in multi-company drills. So the reason I teach that is because it just creates a habit. If you do it every time, it creates a habit. I know you can visualize it from the ground, and that's all great, but that's what we teach in ATO. So if you're going to go up there to operate the aerial, I would, just for the video purposes, I don't care how you do it actually, but we want you to walk to the end and change the firefighting mode. That way, we, you know, when we show them the video, they see you go to the pedestal, the first thing you do is walk to the end.
So once it's stabilized and you're about to pull it out of the cradle, walk it, come back, and then raise it.
Yeah.
So you can do your changes up here.
Yeah, so do all your...
Yeah, but then we want you to walk it. And like I said, we've just seen it time after time in training, drills, whatever. We say firefighting mode or we say rescue mode, and they got to retract it, bring it back down. We've seen it a lot of times. I've seen it a lot of times, ops and stuff. Y'all have seen it too. So it is a good habit that Dave's created, I think, and because by the time you swing it up and start, you know, extending, you're like, shit. You know what I mean? And then you're like, you got to bring it back down, cradle it. I mean, it takes a long time to versus just walk it real quick. Yeah. So we're trying to create that habit, and I know it seems redundant, especially if you can see from the ground. But Dave, it happened to him, right? Biggest fire of your life, right?
Biggest fire.
Yeah. Sure, it happens to everybody. Turnout wise, 20s, full turnouts, air packs, all that jazz. Don't worry about getting on air, but you know, all that stuff.
And for 20s, I put a cone where in a parking space where the fire. Just give you some kind of reference.
But we're considering,
you don't have to hit the cone, whatever.
We're considering the wind blowing this way.
Yeah.
And we're going to raise it to the 3rd floor of the aerial, so that's where it's going to be. So that's where we want you 20s guys to flag them. Hey, we want it here, but your fire's going to be over there.
Yeah, it's in that parking space, just down a little bit on that side.
Cool.
What direction is that? West?
Correct.
Yeah, so it's facing.
Turnout wise and everybody else, does it matter if these guys turn out all down here?
I don't think so.
Well, the truck company.
Well, the truck company, if they're going up.
Truck company, you're going to be seen in the video, so yeah. Engine company, you would be too, but I don't know. It depends. It's one of those things where, I don't know, just put your shit on. You know what I mean? And if you guys don't want to have, you know, 35s, doesn't have the air packs on, it doesn't matter because that's kind of what you're doing. And then you know what I mean. Then you put it on if you went up there. But yeah, 17s, turnouts, air packs, all that jazz. Look like you're doing something in Brant. Staying around point a bunch.
Yeah. Liking one
We're gonna use 401. Can you check see if anybody's on 401?
Sure.
And then we use 401
All
for
dispatch and ask them, they like that.
communication. Make sure you give it back.
Make sure you give it back to them.
We're not going to reposition units. I'm just going to start the video like this, and then we just go, which is step out of the rig and start going. Is that cool? I think that's going to work out better. I don't think that's going to kick it off. I think that should be good.